Aye, shepherd's pie, greetings from the Philippines. I'm back in Dumaguete with a new friend of the channel, the lovely Ellen, who has been kind enough to have a little sit down with us and tell us a little bit about life in the Philippines for a Filipino. So, first of all, thanks for joining us, Ellen. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you from?
I'm from Tanay City.
Tanay City?
Yes.
And where's that?
It's still in Negros Oriental, like next city from Dumaguete.
Next city from Dumaguete. So how far is that?
It's a 1-hour bus ride.
A 1-hour bus ride. Okay. So what's in Tanay City?
Nothing much.
Nothing much. It's a small place, is it?
It is.
A provincial town.
Call it like that.
So if you're from Tanay City, does that make you a province girl?
I guess.
Well, I hear there's a difference.
Because you call it a city, but there's not much going on there. We do have restaurants and coffee shops, but people don't go out that much.
So it's a small town.
It is.
Many expats there?
No, not really.
10, 20, 30, 100?
No, I've only seen like 3 or 4 expats.
Wow, so it's not really a place that expats go to live then?
Yes.
Why do you think that is? Because it's too quiet, or?
Yes, probably. No, I don't think so. Because there are some expats who like to live in a quiet place. But I think because there are no bars in Tanay.
No bars at all in Tanay?
Yes.
Oh wow. So but you say got restaurants?
Yes.
Nice restaurants or?
Filipino restaurants.
Filipino restaurants. But I mean, when you say Filipino restaurants, you've got like eateries, and then you've got the high end. I mean, we're talking what?
Both.
Oh, you got high end restaurants in Tanay?
Well, not like so high end.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, we do have decent Filipino restaurants there.
I'm sure you do. So if there's no bars and things, I mean, what do people do usually of a night time in Tanay?
Not really. People don't go out that much. Like if they wanted to, like there are some people who would like eat out.
Yeah.
There are some people who would like having karaoke, but most of the people don't go out. They would just like watch TV and then sleep like around 9 or 10 p.m.
So is that typical life in the Philippines then?
In Tanay, yes.
Okay. Because obviously it's I find that fascinating, because it's like, you know, different places you go in the world with different cultures. So basically in a place like Tanay, a small town like that, you know, it's all about, do the people who live in Tanay mainly spend their lives in Tanay? I mean, would they have been born there or?
Yes.
So it's kind of like the place, a lot of people will basically be born there, live there, and die there.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. And what's the major industry then? What do people do for work?
We do have call centers there too. Look, no, just one call center, and then like we do have like Jollibee, but most of, I don't know, it's just like eateries and small shops. Because
I've heard someone told me there's a lot of sugarcane grown there. I mean, do people work on farms? Is it an agricultural kind of place?
Sugarcane in Tanay? I don't know about that. Maybe in the next city, which is the Bai city.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Do many people commute to Dumaguete for work?
Yes, a lot.
A lot do. Okay.
Yeah.
And you grew up there with your family? Big family, small family?
Big family, typical Filipino big family. Yes, I do have 3 sisters and 1 brother.
3 sisters and 1 brother?
Yes.
Well, that's not too big. When you said that, I thought you were gonna like 7 or 8 or something.
It's big. It's more than 1.
And where do you fit in that equation? Where are you?
Sorry, what was that?
Where do you fit in? Where are you?
3.
You're number 3?
Yeah.
So you've got, what, a younger sister?
No, 4. I got it 4. I'm so sorry.
So you're the youngest?
No. 4th child.
So who's younger than you?
My little sister.
Well, that's what I just said.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah. No problem at all. What do your parents do?
My father is not working, but my mother is a teacher,
Okay, what does she teach?
elementary. But currently, she is teaching math.
Teaching maths?
Yes.
Oh God, she could help me. My maths is terrible. But, what's your maths like?
I'm sorry.
What is your maths like?
I don't get that.
Are you good at mathematics?
No.
Okay, well,
No, I'm not.
maybe we both need to get some help from your mum. So what do you do for a job?
Right now, I'm working as a market research interviewer.
Oh.
It's like telephone, yes.
Okay, and how long have you been doing that for?
Almost 2 years.
Do you enjoy it?
Of course.
Well, that's good. That's very good. You say, of course. If you didn't enjoy it, you wouldn't do it. Is that right?
Right.
Well, there you go. There's someone after my own heart. Because you know what they say: if you enjoy doing it, it's not really a job.
Really?
Well, it's not work. It's fun.
It's fun calling people.
Who do you call?
Americans.
Americans.
Yes.
Wow. What do you talk to them about?
Well, my company do conduct customer satisfaction surveys, awareness surveys, but most of our surveys are political.
Political.
Yes.
Okay. So you like do like the old polls. Are you going to vote for him? Are you going to vote for that?
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Do you get hung up on much?
A lot. Because, well, there are some people who are like very cooperative and very helpful, that they wanted to take a survey, they wanted to give their opinions, but there are people who will, they think that we are disturbing them because they have work, and it's we don't pay it. We don't pay people who are taking the survey, so who would want that? Right? It's a voluntarily.
But you work from home for that, do you?
Yes.
And that's what you like to do. You'd rather do that than work in a call centre.
Yes.
And how did you get that job? What did you have to go to university to get that job, or how does that work?
Well, as of now, most of the call centers here, before they only like accept people who went to college, but now they're accepting high school graduates.
Okay. Because it's quite a good job, call centre in the Philippines, isn't it? That's considered. I've met a few people who are at university or done their degrees,
Yes.
and they say to them, "What do you want to do?" And they say they want to work in a call centre. That's the.
Well, because in the Philippines, call center is like considered a little bit more paying job.
Okay. So what's the average salary for working in a call centre?
It depends. If you are here in the province or if you're in the city like Cebu or Manila, I think they pay about like maybe 30,000 to 40,000 a month.
And that's good money, is it, in the
It
Philippines?
is.
Okay. So how would that compare to like the doctor or an accountant or something like that? Or do you not know?
I don't know.
Okay.
I can't compare. Well, because I like my job right now because it's a work from home setup, so I don't have to like get up early hours before working. I don't have to commute to go to work. I don't have to like take a bath or take a shower. I'm just kidding, guys. Just kidding. Oh yes, you can have more time with your family.
Well, that's good. That's good. If you like your job, that's fantastic. Now, the reason I asked about the doctors and the accountants and that kind of thing, because I've been looking into it and talking to people, and in the UK, a doctor gets a huge salary. Someone who works in a call centre gets a very small salary. But here, there doesn't seem to be too much difference between a call centre and a doctor. It's like, maybe 20,000 pesos, something like that. It's quite surprising how jobs are different here.
How much doctors or nurses are paid here, or how much they're paid? I don't know, so I can't tell.
No, well, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. I'm only going by hearsay. People could be telling me wrong, but it doesn't seem to be. It seems a bit upside down compared to the West in terms of the jobs that pay good money and the jobs that don't pay that. But that's interesting. So you've been doing that for years. Was that your first job when you left university, or?
No, my first job is at the call center as well here in Dumaguete. I worked as a customer service representative.
And how long did you do that for?
How long? 6 months? 6 months.
And you left that for the job you're doing now?
No.
Okay, what did you do after that then?
Another customer service representative in one of the BPOs also here in Dumaguete or local centers.
So basically, since you left university, you've basically been call centres or cold calling. That's basically what you've done from. Okay. And did you have to study to get that job at university, or what did you do?
No. You don't have, or like to get that job?
Yeah.
No, not really, because call centers, they don't like really require you to like have a college degree or something. Like even now, like as what I've said earlier, they will accept high school graduates.
The most important thing then presumably is your standard of English.
Yes.
Yeah. If you've got good English, then you can
Yes.
prove that you can get the job.
Yes.
Okay, that's interesting. And how long do you think you'll do that for then?
I'm sorry?
How long do you think you'll do? Is that what you plan to do? Just work your way up like the kind of call centre phoning things, or do you have aspirations to do something else?
As of now, because I like my job, so I'm not really like planning to look for another job. So I don't have any plans yet.
What does a typical Filipino dream of then? What's your dream?
What's my dream?
In terms of life, a successful life. I mean, what would you say is a successful life for you? Where would you like to see yourself in 10 or 20 years' time?
Well, I would like to see myself like 10 years from now, like having my own house, because I always dreamt of having my own house, and then have more paying. I mean, having a job that is like more paying, like kind of job, and then also like able to travel around the world.
So you'd like to have a nice house.
Mm.
You like to travel.
Yes.
Well, that doesn't sound too different from what people want in the UK or the West. Everyone wants to have a nice house and they want to travel. What about your own family? Have you got any kids?
Yes, I have.
You have a daughter?
Yes.
You told me that before, so I asked that question, I already knew the answer. And what's her name?
Kayla.
That's a lovely name.
Thank you.
How old is she?
She's 8 years old.
8 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And are you in a relationship now at the moment, or?
Really?
Other than me. So you would say you are a single mother.
I am.
Now that's quite common in the Philippines, isn't it?
Yes.
Why is it so common?
Wow, that's a loaded question. I think because Filipino men are irresponsible. No. I don't want to generalize that, but
No, generalise. That's true.
Mostly. Mostly.
Irresponsible.
And cheaters. Oh my god, I'm so harsh.
No, that's interesting. Because
But, like teenage pregnancy here in the Philippines, I think I blame that on like having a sex education.
right,
Yes.
okay.
And that like contraceptives, like yes. It's very like taboo here in the Philippines. Like if you're gonna, let's say if you're gonna buy a condom, like I don't know, I think if people would know that you're buying, I think people will judge you.
Okay, that's fascinating, because the thing I was brought up a Catholic, and I know you're a Catholic,
Yeah.
so I understand the contraception side of it.
Yeah.
I understand the no abortion aspect of it. What I don't understand is there doesn't seem to be any pressure on people to get married. Because of a lot of Catholic countries, like my parents, for example, they were Catholic. I was a mistake. As soon as I happened, the parents were like, "You must get married." In South America, Catholic country, you must get married. what I don't get my head around the Philippines, people just don't get married, even though they go to church all the time. It doesn't seem to be. There seem to be lots of single people. Why is that?
I know that. Well, there are some parents who would like tell their children to like marry if they have their kids already, but that still depends on their children if they wanted to.
Okay, so they're not able to pressure you into doing it the same as they are in some places.
Because also that we don't have divorce here in the Philippines.
Don't have divorce?
Yeah, we don't have divorce here.
That's well, I think you do. You have annulment, don't you?
Oh, yeah,
but it's very expensive and very
It
difficult to get. Yeah. So that's what puts people off getting married, you think?
I guess.
So that kind of defeats the whole object of the exercise, doesn't it? Yeah. So that's a big fear to. So let me ask you a question then. If, for example, and I'm not going to ask you questions about your own. I mean, you can answer if you want. I'm not trying to put you on the spot. But if, for example, a Filipino guy gets a Filipino girl pregnant, and then he just disappears off to another island or something like that, what do people think of him? I mean, is that like an embarrassment to the family, or do the families just not care about that?
Like completely disappear, like without telling where to go, where he's going.
Well, I'm just saying hypothetically, like a guy gets his girl pregnant, finds out she's pregnant, he like, I'm going to have nothing to do with that. I'm like, I say goes off a sick leave for a couple of months, then comes back, doesn't have anything to do with the wife, gets another girl with the girlfriend, gets another girlfriend. People aren't going to look at him and say, why is he not looking after the family? There's no pressure on him to. Or is it different culture?
People will think badly at him.
Yeah.
People will think badly at him. It's not a nice thing to do.
But that doesn't stop him doing it.
Well, you can't force people.
No, well, the reason I'm asking, you can. I mean, in the UK, it's illegal. I mean, basically, if you're the father, you have to pay. If you don't, then the police will come up. You get arrested. You have to do it. There's laws that you have to support your child.
Right.
But I'm saying there's nothing like that in the Philippines. Then.
Well, you can, but I think there is. But I think it's more important that me personally, if that's the case with me, I don't want to like chase a man. Yeah, it's stressful. I want to have a quiet life.
Okay.
I'd say that.
And let me ask you a question then.
And since because I also do work, so I can provide for my.
So you're quite happy in your situation not to have anything to do with him again?
Yes.
So, let me ask you a question now. I'm not trying to put you on the spot. I'm just fascinated learning about Filipino culture.
Okay.
Does anything of this to have to do with the old saving face concept? Is that part of the reason that people won't chase after, or have I got that completely wrong?
I don't know.
Well, if you don't know, you don't know. I just because I keep hearing this saving face. I know it's a big thing in Thailand. It's a big thing, lots of Asian cultures. I was just wondering if that's why people don't chase so much, or put pressure. Maybe not. Who knows? It was just an avenue I was going. My question, I'm probably completely off the bush. So do you have anything? I mean, do you know many Western men?
I'm sorry.
Do you know many Western men?
Not so many. You.
I know you know me, and I'm incredible. But what do you think the average Filipino thinks of Western men in terms of the responsibility? And I'm not talking about the money and all the rest of that. You said yourself that you tend to think of a lot of Filipino men as being irresponsible.
Yeah.
Do you have an image of that Western men are different to that, or do you think it's the same, or what's your or what do the average Filipino think? Do you think?
I do think that they are, me personally, I don't think they're more responsible partner.
You think they are, or you don't know?
I do think.
You do think they are?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because a lot of, like, especially here in Dumaguete, like, there are a lot of, like, Western people who got married here with their Filipino wife. I think they're happy. And I don't know if they're having a problem or not, but I'm just guessing, I don't know.
No, well, you must have. I mean, I'm not saying you're right, you're wrong. But the point is, I'm starting to pick up a view of what I think Filipinos are like. I may be wrong or not. I'm just wondering what your views on, like Western people are, because always amazes me when they'll say, you know, you meet someone and say, well, Western men aren't like that, and I'm thinking, well, what's a Western man? An Englishman to me is very different from an American or a Canadian, you know what I mean?
What's
It's
the
like
difference?
we're all different cultures. Well, there's too much to go down. But you know, it seems to be a lot of Filipinos kind of bunch us into one group. You know, and I'd say the average typical Russian is very different from your typical Brit. I'm not saying either's good or not. I'm just saying I find it fascinating when they, you know, class us as Westerners. So I just wondered what, you know, the typical Filipino view is of Westerners, and it's that they're more responsible from what you're
I
suggesting.
think so.
Okay. Now the old financial aspect as well.
Yes,
Is that important to Filipinos?
of course.
But how important?
How important? Because if you're gonna like settle down, even if it's just like if you want to settle down with a local man or if it's a Westerner, I think it's important that you will have a partner who can provide you and your family financially.
And that's fair enough. Everyone wants some financial stability. What I'm getting at is, I talk to a lot of people, and they seem to think that these relationships, you know, like the old age gap, and I'm not going to get into that, it's all about the money, and it's just the money and it's a financial stability. What I'm saying is, I think it's an element of that,
Yeah.
but it's not necessarily the most important element.
No.
You, for
not.
example, I don't think you, tell me if I'm wrong, would get in a relationship with an 80-year-old man because he could look after you, you know, financially.
Yes.
Because it's just an element. You know, there are other elements which are more important than that. You know what I'm saying to you? So I just think the financial bit is an element. I don't think it's the only element. Would you agree or not?
Yeah, I agree on that.
So what do you think is the most important element to the average Filipino?
I think, like, if you are being respectful to your partner, I think for me it's the most important thing. And like, if you have like common things that you want to do, yeah, that plays a good role as well in your relationship.
What about family and things like that?
Family.
Yeah, I mean, what goes wrong? I mean, you've got some Filipino friends you were saying who are in relationships with Western men. It seems to be going well. Presumably, you've had some that have gone wrong as well. In terms of you've heard, you know, of relationships that have gone wrong. I'm saying, what seems to be the mistakes that, or the relationships that go wrong? What tends to be the thing that causes it? Because I've heard a lot of people, certainly in Thailand, a lot of people fall out with the family, and that's what goes. You know, for example, if you were to get serious with someone and you were thinking about marrying them and they're a Westerner, how important would it be to you that they had good relationships with your family? Would it matter to you, or would it not make that much difference?
Not 50-50, I would say.
And you think that's a typical Filipino?
I don't know.
Okay, well, I'm not trying to put you on the spot. I'm just interested. So would you?
Yeah, but I think it's important that your partner is getting along very well with your family.
Yeah. But I mean, you're in a relationship.
But I think it's like important as well to not. For me, if I have a relationship with a Western man, I think that I wouldn't want me and him to be like to stay in one roof with my family, because I know that they will put a lot of pressure to me and him in some certain things, be it on the culture, be it on the money. I don't know. I'm very I don't know. I don't know what to say. I've lost my words.
I hear what you're saying. I don't want to stay with your family either. I wouldn't worry about that. So,
because yeah, I like what I've told you before. People tend, Filipinos tend to like take control of everything. Like they wanted to like told you or tell you to do things and don't like tell you to don't do that, don't do this, do that, do this, something like that.
So it's quite judgmental,
It is.
and that can put strains on relationships.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, but I mean, your typical Filipino when they're growing up, is it quite common to dream to meet a Western man, or is that
It's not really. It's not really.
it's something more the realities of life as things get it changes, yeah.
Yeah.
When there's bills to pay and you get in certain situations, then it becomes more yeah, I know, I can understand entirely. Everyone dreams of being an astronaut or whatever. They don't dream of being a bus driver. It's how things work out. No, I get that. So when you first told your friends that you were seeing a Western guy, what was their reaction?
Well, they're happy because I'm seeing someone.
Yeah.
I'm talking to someone. I think they're just happy that I'm being happy with someone. I don't know, but it's not. Yeah, they're just happy. It's hard to explain.
So we
don't really talk that much.
So there's no like, wow, well done, you've got a Westerner.
No.
Or there's no like, oh, you're just trying to escape the pot. You know what I mean? There's no like
My
reaction
friends.
either way. Yeah, your friends just in general, like kind of.
Yeah, no, you don't.
Oh, that's good.
But
Is
I think other people, because the last time I went with a Western man, that's the first time, right? That's the first time. Like I was so hesitant to meet him because I was afraid of like being judged by others, by my countrymen. Because I know that there's a stereotype that if a Filipina who's with a Western man, they would think that they just wanted to get out of poverty.
Yeah.
So yeah.
See, I've heard that a lot, but presumably there's no smoke without fire.
What does that mean?
Well, the fact that people think that must mean a lot of people are doing it for that reason, presumably.
Or they're just being judgmental.
You think? Because I mean, you're different, Ellen, in the sense that you're financially stable by yourself. You've got a decent job, so you've got no poverty to escape. But there are some people, who have basically got nothing.
There are some, I won't deny that.
Yeah, who will end up with an 80-year-old person or whatever, and I'm not making any judgment on that, but they presumably are just doing it to escape the poverty. I would have thought, yeah. But if they can escape it and they're both happy, so what? It doesn't. I must be honest, I've been quite surprised because I thought coming to the Philippines, from what I'd read, all these women are desperate to get hold of Western guys and
because you cannot.
No, what I'm saying is they're not. It's not like that. I found it a lot more difficult than I thought it would be going. I've just been amazed. It's not. I don't know if that's because I've come to a place because it's a city in Dumaguete. There's a lot of expats here.
Yeah.
I mean, if you watch Regular Guy and things, he'll say go to Leyte, the poorer areas. There are still places that in the Philippines. But what I'm saying is, I had a certain idea of what the Philippines would be like, and it's not been like that at all. There aren't, lots of desperate Filipino trying to get hold of Western guys.
No.
Most Filipinos seem very happy with other Filipino men, or that's it. Yeah. Whether it was like that 10 years ago and it's changed or not, I don't know. And you're so young, you won't know either because you were just a kid. But it's certainly not what I was expected in that sense. See, I'm talking now. That's not really a question, is it? That's not really a question. If you could travel and go anywhere you wanted to go in the world, where would you go?
Switzerland.
Switzerland? Why? Have you had a boyfriend from Switzerland or something?
No. It's just what I have seen on like Instagram, videos on Instagram and on Facebook, like the beautiful sceneries there, the green mountains, the lakes and the rivers.
Would you like to go on a holiday or would you like to live there?
I don't think I can live in a cold country.
Okay. Could you live outside the Philippines?
It depends. I don't know.
If I tried to whisk you away to Thailand, for example, do you think you
Thailand.
could? Yeah.
The same temperature as here in Philippines.
Yeah.
Live there.
Yeah.
Probably.
Okay, that's good to know. That's good to know. It's so there's nothing really keeping you in Tanay.
Well, the only thing that's keeping me is my daughter.
No, I get that. What I'm interested in is the different cultures. And I said on the channel before, when you meet your typical Thai, their dream is to, because you might meet them in Bangkok or something like that, but their dream is always to go back to the village they were born in, to end their life in the village. They're very much where they came from is where they want to end their days.
Yes.
What I'm saying is that the same for typical Filipino? It doesn't seem to me like you've got any particular dream to end up back in Tanay. You'd be quite happy with your house somewhere else, you know what I mean?
Because there are some posts on Facebook, because I've read a lot of comments. Like people, like there are some Filipinos who are working abroad, and I could like see them on the comments that they wanted to retire here because also the weather of where they're saying like of where they're working right now. But I think it's always like they always wanted to go back to where they came from.
In the Philippines?
Yes.
So that's
I think that's the same thing.
So you're not your typical Filipino then?
Why not? Oh, because I wanted to.
Because you're saying you're not
Yeah.
particularly bothered about going back. I don't think you're.
I don't know.
I think you're special. Ellen. I don't think you're typical
I
Filipino.
cannot say that until like went to like outside.
Well, when you
and-
talk to your sisters, what are their aspirations? Do they want to? Would they leave Tanay, or would they always be in Tanay? I mean,
Well, one of my no, I think my sisters are like happily living here, but I have one sister who is currently having a Western guy, but now
having a Western guy.
a Western boyfriend, an LDR. I'm sorry.
Oh, long distance relationship.
Yes. So
Where's he from?
in the USA, I don't know which state, but she is like if even if you are a teacher, like if you wanted to get promotions, you will like study for master or something like that, a doctorate. So she's studying also because she wanted to like work there as a teacher, like apply in the United States to get closer maybe.
So she'd be happy to move over to America if things
Yeah.
worked out. But you'd prefer Switzerland.
I'm sorry?
But you'd prefer Switzerland.
For a holiday, yes. I don't know if I can live there. I don't know.
Well, I've learnt a lot, Ellen. I do appreciate you sitting down and having a chat with us. Hopefully,
I don't know. I think I'm not helpful.
you've been very helpful. What are you talking about? You've been fantastic. Best interview I've done today.
You only had one interview. It's just me.
No, thanks for sitting down. It's been very interesting. I've learnt a lot, and I mean that sincerely. I have learnt a lot, and hopefully we'll get you back on the channel sooner rather than later.
We'll see.
I mean, we'll see. Now you
gonna force it?
now you've broken the ice. You won't be able to stay away. You won't be able to get enough of it. You'll be waking up in the morning. When can we make a film? When can we make a film? Anyway, well, hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, smash the like button. If you haven't subscribed, give it a go. It'd be great if you did. I should mention this bell thing as well. Ring the bell to get notifications. I don't quite know how that works, but apparently that's a good thing to do. Whether you like it, whether you subscribe, whether you do, whether you don't, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, stay safe, be lucky.